March is Women's Month, and in the following weeks, we'll be speaking to powerful women making a difference during this time of the pandemic. One of them is Miss Universe 2018, Catriona Gray, who's now the Arts Ambassador of the National Commission for Culture and the Arts. And she told me how she plans to use this role to promote culture and arts appreciation among the younger generation.
Because I really believed in showcasing our culture, our arts, everything that we had to offer as a country. Because we are so much more than beautiful beaches and jeepneys and the Filipiniana. And I just came to realize also, not only after the pageant, but even before the fact that my generation doesn't really have an interest in our culture and arts. It's something that's seen as like something in the past. It's not really exciting. And so when I was offered the role of ambassador, that's what I really wanted to bring to it, to kind of give a new light, especially to the younger generations, hopefully to inspire some celebration, some appreciation of what we have to offer, because in a time like this, we need every reason to be proud to be Filipino. So that's why saying yes to being arts ambassador was a very easy yes to make.
Well, kudos to the NCCA, because I think they picked like the best ambassador. I mean, you've already been our ambassador, as you mentioned, being, in the Miss Universe pageant. You have embodied the whole Filipina, the whole Philippines aspect. You wore our colors proudly. Now, part of your role as Arts Ambassador is this digital series titled Cultura 101. Tell us more about started doing your digital series.
Yeah, so when I stepped into the role as ambassador, me and my team went straight to brainstorming, like, what can we offer within this position? And I really believe in visual storytelling. It's something that I utilized throughout my journey towards the Miss Universe crown and even during my reign, because the visual capture of an audience is something that allows you to really capture their attention and really showcase something that maybe they've never seen before. So with that in mind, we thought, well, how can we present bite-sized, interesting bits of information about Filipino culture that'll just leave a small imprint, a small mark to whoever who watches it, whether they be Filipino, OFWs, or even non-Filipino people. So that's how Cultura 101 was born. So every week, it's a very casual setting, almost like a vlog. And I bring my viewpoint of being someone who's just in love with discovering the arts, because I'm not in any way an expert. I'm not an academe in Philippine culture. I'm just someone who fell in love with what we have to offer as a country. And so that's the viewpoint that I bring to Cultura.
You're hitting so many birds here with one stone digitally. I mean, the millennials, you've got them covered, right? And as you're looking at this through fresh eyes. So, seeing is believing. Yes, we do have these places or these people or the wonderful outfits or materials that we have, but you got to see it and say, oh my gosh, it's real. We really do have this out there, right?
Exactly. And when you learn the stories of the people, it's not just in creating something beautiful. It's a craft that's passed down from generation to generation. And more empowering is that it's usually from woman to woman, especially when the art of weaving. And so that's something that I really love and something that I celebrate, especially on my platform. So it's something that's very humbling to continue to discover, because not only do I learn about my country, I learn more about my people. It gives me a greater appreciation. And it also, in light of the pandemic, it makes me realize, like, wow, how important it is to support our own, not only to get through the pandemic, but to be relevant for generations to come.
There you go. So woman to woman, supporting our own with at the Miss Universe actually gave hope, not only to like these little girls, that aspire to be you one day, but to actually women. I mean, like me, we're women out there who actually wants to make a difference. Now, how do you live up to the standards of being, a Miss Universe? I mean, does it ever like, oh my gosh, I'm not supposed to do that?
It's very interesting, because I don't think of myself as a Miss Universe in every facet of my life. Like, it is definitely something that I'm so proud to have achieved. And I can credit it to having the reach that my platform has now. But when it comes to creating, when it comes to setting visions for myself and pursuits that I want to do, it's very much as Catriona and not as a Miss Universe. And it's allowed me to evolve and really explore these different creative outlets, such as Cultura and such as being NCCA ambassador, as well as the other hats that I wear.
But I wanted to find out if it has changed from 2018 to where we are now, 2021. What would you say that today's Filipinos, would you say that we are so much better off, more powerful, empowered than we were maybe 2 or 3 years ago?
I think the pandemic has forced us to be even more aware of who we are as individuals and who we are as a community. So I think in that light, we're definitely much more than we were, because how can you not gain the knowledge, the insight, the humanity, the compassion going through what we're still going through in light of the pandemic, especially as Filipinos. We've, I believe, seen barriers lifted in that we see the plight of our people in a way that I don't think we've been forced to look at before, because the virus has affected everyone. It hasn't just affected a certain class, a certain region. It's affected the whole nation, and in a way that isn't somewhat uniting, in that we see each other as fellow Filipinos, as fellow human beings.
But with that said, what would you say that makes a Filipino empowered?
Empowered? But definitely knowing what your vision is while sticking to the values that you've been brought up with. Because I feel as a Filipina, we've been instilled with values that are very strong, values of family, of providing. But also, I feel to be empowered, you need to have your own vision for yourself, but never forget where you've come from.
We look forward to more of you, Catriona. Thank you so much for joining us this morning right here in New Day. All the best to you.
Thank you, Christine. Stay safe.
Bye.
Thank you.